Kalen, just talk about your time at Penn State. Obviously, come a long ways working under Manny Diaz and James Franklin. Just talk about the state of the program right now and how you feel about it moving forward.
Oh man, Penn State, I enjoyed my 3 years there. Some of the best memories I ever had in my life. I built connections with people who I never would have thought I would meet. I traveled places to where I never thought I would travel. So I'm very happy that I made the decision to go to Penn State. And for going forward, I know all the young guys are ready to, take the weight and put it on their shoulders. So I'm happy to see what's next for Penn State.
Absolutely. Like I said, obviously a big season. How do you feel this season went for you, and what do you really want to prove here to everybody?
I feel like this season was okay for me. I definitely feel like I could have played a little better, but here, as far as being here, I just want to show everybody how competitive I am. I want to have fun, and I want to show everybody here that I am the player that everybody thinks I am.
Nice. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Commanders by chance.
Commanders, I have talked to the Commanders.
Who you talk to?
I don't remember the name, but I remember talking to him.
Here with left tackle Javon Foster, obviously a guy that I've had as a target for a while, building up that offensive line. Talk about the first day of practice, kind of what you learned about your game, going against these guys one-on-one in the trenches. A lot of top talent on the defensive line here, including Robinson out of Missouri as well. Did y'all get any reps today against each other, or
no, we didn't.
Not yet? You got plenty of that already this season, right?
Yeah, but today was a good day. I feel like, honestly, just knocking the rust off. We haven't had pads on for a while. I feel like I got a lot better job to do, and I can improve, and I got something to work with.
Yeah, what's those one-on-one drills like? Obviously, you don't have, someone next to you, kind of working on block schemes and stuff like that. It's kind of just you against another guy. What do you kind of learn about your game, your hands, and stuff like that in those one-on-one drills?
Yeah, for me, I feel like I need to get a better job of my second step in the ground. But, I feel like at least I got something to work with, and I know what I need to improve on. I know what I can work better on tomorrow.
And have they already said, you're just going to play tackle all week, or what does that kind of look like?
Yeah, pretty much tackle.
Okay, cool. Like I said, obviously Washington's trying to build that offensive line. I think you'd be a good guy on the left tackle there. Have you had any conversations with any teams yet so far? Have y'all gone through the interview process?
Yeah, I had a conversation with a few teams. It was a good process. I'm just trying to get myself out there, let them know that I'm the best tackle available.
Absolutely. Adisa, talk a little bit about your time at Penn State, working under Manny Diaz and James Franklin the last few years. What have you really learned there, and how do you feel about the program moving forward?
It's been great. Manny's a great coach. He's taught me a lot just as a man and as a player. The scheme itself was fun to play in. And I'm just happy that he's moving on to greater things. And I'm grateful for Coach Franklin for even giving me the opportunity to play at Penn State. And I'm just grateful for it all.
Absolutely. So, you pop on the tape, you see your technique. What are you really trying to show teams here, in these one-on-one drills against some of the best guys in the draft?
Just showing that I can still be dominant no matter who it is. Just being myself. Just being unique. Not trying to do other people's job. Not trying to be something I'm not. And just doing what got me here in the first place. Not trying to step out of my boundaries.
And you talked about the interview process. What's that been like? Kind of just getting warmed up for how the whole draft process is going to be.
It's been good. It's been a different type of perspective I've been getting. Just talking to many coaches and just hearing different feedbacks on what I need to work on and what they see from me. And it's just been great. Just learning and improving myself.
And last question: what's the rest of your offseason look like? Where are you going to be working out at? Just getting ready for the draft.
I'll probably be at XP in Fort Lauderdale training. Basically back where I was before this.
Awesome.
Player type that you were trying to emulate there?
I think it was more just personal preference. Like you said, I have a kind of unique body style. I'm a lot longer, a lot taller than most linebackers, but I just had to find a good weight. In 2020, I played around 233 to 235, and that's the season that my shoulders got hurt. And I played well, I was flying around, but I just didn't have enough body weight on me to stay healthy. And these last 2 years, I felt really fast and I felt really strong, anywhere from 236 to 239. So just the balance that I found, I think is the perfect recipe.
As being a guy who maybe doesn't look physically like a lot of people that play his position, how did you, were there people you looked at to emulate? How did you kind of go about trying to mold your game?
Yeah, one person that I've been watching a lot for the last 2 to 3 years is Logan Wilson. He's just not only in the run game, but he gets so many picks in the pass game, and I think that that's what linebackers turning into is not just fitting the run. It's can you impact the whole game? Can you be 20 yards down the field, impacting the pass game as well? So and the one person I've looked up to my whole life is Luke Kuechly. Just the way that he plays, the passion, his fearlessness, and also he was amazing in zone coverage, man coverage. So just that versatility, I think that's what this position is coming to.
Hey Peyton, you talk about your body size. You pop on the film against like Louisville, especially this year. Your willingness to attack the quarterback, get in the backfield, but also sure tackler and great in coverage. Where do you think you translate at the next level, like scheme wise? Do you want to like stay like a will backer, maybe like a Mike linebacker? Where do you think you are more comfortable at?
I mean, I think I can do either one. I mean, out here I'm playing Mike backer. I got the green dot on and I'm communicating and I love it. But also if a team wanted to pick me up and put me at will, I'd be excellent in space. I mean, if you turn on the tape, I played in a lot of space at NC State. I also played in the box. So I mean, either one, Mike or Will, would be amazing, and I think that I'd really prosper at both of them.
And I know you just kind of started the interview processes. Is there certain teams you've met with? Has Washington been one of those teams so far?
I mean, we've met with so many teams. I've watched so many different film with a bunch of teams, but I appreciate y'all.
Christian Haynes, guard out of UConn here. Obviously, you've been dominating the last 2 days. Who are some of the top guys you've gone against that you've kind of remembered throughout the week so far that you kind of want to keep going up against?
Fisk from Florida State, he's been a really big guy. He's been going out there and dominating all the interior guys, the guys from Auburn, the guys from Texas A&M, those guys, Sweat, all of them, just try to really compete with all of them. I've been really, they've really been good work.
I think today you got some reps at center as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I did some reps at 1-on-1 at center.
Okay, is that something they kind of talk to you about? They want to move you around the line, whether it's left, right, or center throughout the week?
Yeah, this is something to show I'm just more versatile. Showing how I play left, I play some right, I play some left guard today, I play right and some center. Just showing that I can play all interior three and just, be a fool in that and be listen. Just showing that I'm willing to learn and keep going.
And what's kind of the feedback you've gotten from the coaches so far? These are some coaches you might be playing for in the NFL. What's some things they've told you so far?
No, this different technique things helping me be able to block better, especially in the run game. Just be able to sit down, watch film with them, just be coachable, be able to take notes. One thing they were talking about is listening is a skill, and that's what I'm trying to work on this whole week.
So, growing up in Maryland, you're a Washington fan. Love hearing that covering Washington. Is that a team that you've talked with so far? And what was that interview process like?
How the interview is set up here, I haven't got down to Washington, but I think I meet with them either today or tomorrow. Because since we have to meet with all 32 teams, and they're one of the last names. But Washington is really great. I grew up a diehard Washington fan. My dad was a diehard Washington fan, so I just grew up in my family. But Washington's been really great.
A lot of big changes in the front office and stuff with the ownership. What's your thoughts on the team moving forward?
I just hope that they can still keep stacking. I seen the new ownership, and I thought that was really great for the organization and them. So I just keep seeing what they do, and hopefully they find a head coach and keep stacking their organization.
Awesome. Obviously, your measurements, everything, you looked the part on film. What's something that you really want to show to scouts and coaches here at the Senior Bowl?
Really just show my versatility, show that I can play every position, show I'm the best D lineman in the draft, just do all those things at the best of my ability.
So you attacked the line pretty much at every spot this year at Mizzou. You watched the film against Georgia. What was some of those guys that you went up against this year that kind of, maybe test you a little bit? Maybe you got to see them again here that you kind of want to bounce back against?
No, I don't think it's a lot of SEC alignment, but obviously Lad McConkey, he's a beast, man.
Yeah,
We did our
footwork's
scouting
crazy.
report on Lad, he's a great player. Obviously, my teammate, Javon Foster, he's the reason why I'm here. We practice so hard from spring ball, fall camp, this season. So, really, Javon Foster is the best player I played against. I just love competing against him.
Yeah, super underrated. I love Javon. Is there certain spots you kind of want to line up at the next level, like on the line that you feel more comfortable, like just straight outside getting to the quarterback? Because you can still stop the run there as well. But.
Man, it's different. College, you got a little bit more say, but whatever the NFL teams want me to do, I'm going to do to the best of my ability. I just want to do my part and help us win games and win a Super Bowl.
And then the last question, have you met with Washington yet? And what was that interview process like?
Yeah, I met with Washington 2 nights ago. It was great, asking me different questions about what I can bring to their organization, and I just want an opportunity. So any opportunity I can get, I'll do to the best of my ability.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Obviously, you got 2 days of practice down. Just an overall thought of how you think it's gone so far?
So far, I had a crazy, amazing first day, left some things out there today. Just going out there, and I felt as though I went backwards a little bit. Tomorrow, I hope to go ahead and just progress forward and have a stunning day. Absolutely.
You had some great catches, especially yesterday, a couple away from the body. What do you think really separates yourself? Because this is a really good wide receiver draft. It's really top heavy, and there's a lot of depth to it as well. What do you think really separates yourself from some of the other guys in the draft, though?
I feel as though I have the height, the weight, and the speed, and a combination like that. It's kind of hard to come by some stuff like that. And then the guy that actually goes ahead and puts in the work each and every day and likes to outwork others. So if it's not now, soon in the draft, if some guys get picked over me, it'll always come back and circle back in the future.
Absolutely. And what's one thing that you're really working on with your craft, whether it's like your release package, working in your stems? What's something that you really kind of wanted to go into the week really working on?
It's my savviness. I want to be smoother within my routes. I want to go ahead and be more of a savvy person, run away from guys, and just continue to show that, like, what I put on tape in that separation aspect.
And then lastly, just when you're going into like one-on-ones with a DB, what's really your thought process of just kind of evaluating how you want to attack the route, regardless of what, if they're off, if they're, playing bail on you, how do you want to attack a DB?
You want me to give away all my cheat sheets?
Not all of them, just a little bit of the tool belt.
Okay, so when I line up against a DB, I go ahead and I look if he's sitting on his heels, if he's on his toes, is he trying to lunge over, is he trying to go ahead and get ready for a punch, some of that type of stuff. Does he open his hips too quick? If he opens his hips too quick, I know I can slip back under, do a couple things. Is he playing over top? All those type of things go into what one-on-ones really help you, like what they can go ahead and contribute to you winning.
With North Carolina linebacker Cedric Gray. Cedric, great career in North Carolina. Like I said, you're one of my top guys going into the draft and telling everybody about you. What's the week been like so far? Do they really have you playing at like a certain spot on the field? Do they have you wearing the green dot, kind of moving everything around? Or what all has that been like?
Yeah, I mean, the week has just been amazing. It's a big opportunity. You got all these talented guys coming together and just really getting better, gaining the knowledge. We're working with NFL coaches. Obviously, that's everybody goal to kind of get to the NFL. That's why we're all here. So the week's been amazing. But position-wise, in the linebacker room, everybody's been kind of playing everything. The mic and the will, we've been kind of bouncing around. Just trying to evolve our game in different ways. We have the mics in our helmets during practice, so that's something that's kind of new for me. Obviously, that's not really in the college game right now. So being able to kind of do that for the first time has been a really good experience.
Yeah, and I think you can play pretty much anywhere at the next level. You have a complete package with stopping the run, getting to the quarterback, but also in coverage. Was there something that you really kind of wanted to go into this week, just showing I'm different than these other guys because I can do this to a certain level, or what was that look like?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like one of the knocks I guess I've kind of heard on me is that he's not as physical as they would like me to be. So I think that was kind of something I was trying to prove this week, fitting up, being physical with offensive linemen, being physical at the point of attack, and different things like that.
And then obviously you're interviewing with all the teams while you're here. What's that kind of process like? It's coming fast. Have you got an invite to the combine?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll be at the combine. You'll be doing the same thing there. It's going to be going 100 miles an hour. Has it kind of really hit you yet? That it's draft time?
I mean, right now I'm just trying to stay focused. Like you said, it's draft time. I'm just trying to take advantage of any opportunity that presents itself, whether it's at practice or with the interviews or whatever the case may be, and just put myself in the best position possible. The interviews have been great. They ask you a multitude of different questions. They want to learn about you as a person. The other day we were breaking down film with teams, from the season and different things like that. So it's a multitude of things that they ask.
Have you met with Washington yet, or is that coming up later on?
Yes, I have.
You did?
I've actually met with Washington twice.
You met with Washington. That's good. I like to hear that. Like I said, we need you. Was that one of the teams that had you breaking down film, or do you remember who you talked to? Was it a scout or?
Yeah, I don't think they were one of the ones that had me breaking down film, but they definitely were just asking a lot of questions about me, who I am as a person and different things like that.
Yeah, that's something we're big on. Obviously, we got a new defensive coordinator coming up. Still looking for head coach, but a lot of good moves. Last question: we're in a good position to draft Drake May as possibly as our next starting quarterback. Just tell me a little bit about Drake. Just what kind of quarterback would Washington be getting with Drake May? Obviously, you go against him every day in practice. But he's kind of a quiet guy, doesn't talk much. We have Sam Howell now. But what's Drake May kind of like?
He's a very talented guy. I think, first and foremost, the thing that sticks out to me about Drake is that he's a competitor. He's one of those quarterbacks who kind of do whatever needs to be done to kind of get the job done. You've seen him jumping over guys in the game and
crazy stuff
like that. I think that just shows to test how bad he wants it. I also think he's a great leader. He's a very, very smart guy. In the film room and different things, we have numerous battles in practice, going up against some offensive defense. So they're definitely going to get a guy who's competes and is really a complete all-around player.
So you're the Western Kentucky wide receiver Malachi Corley, a.k.a. the Yak King this year. Malachi, like I said, obviously you led the nation in yards after the catch. What does that really do to separate yourself from some of those guys in the draft? Because it is a really good wide receiver draft. There's a lot of dogs in this draft. But how does that really separate you from some of the other guys going to the next level?
Ultimately, it just boils down to what I can do after the catch is extremely valuable to a team. Having 2,300 yards after catch in my career is something that is really, makes your eyes pop when you hear those numbers and stuff like that. And I feel like me having the ability to run routes and separating myself with the ability to run after the catch is really the defining factor. It basically boils down to I can do everything that all the other guys can do, but they can't do everything that I can do.
I think you're one of the hardest to tackle too, especially after the catch. You're really good contact balance for center of gravity, especially in your cuts and stuff like that. Is that something you're kind of able to show here? Because you're not going all out. Guys aren't hitting hard and stuff like that. Is that something you feel like you can still show the scouts?
Yeah,
that you're a physical guy.
Yeah, absolutely. My routes, I've been really physical. My routes, even just getting guys off into the press, getting actually into the routes, being able to push guys up off me, and creating space down the field with just chicken wing guys, getting them off me in that way. And today I had a reverse where I got a chance to really show that I'm trying to run through guys today. So really put that on display today as well.
I must say, that's something that kind of surprised me in Western Kentucky. You didn't run it a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously you're going to hear the name Debo come up a lot because that's the guy. 49ers run him a lot. So something you're kind of open to at that next level. We have Curtis Samuel. I'd say your game kind of molded after him as well. I can kind of see you out of the backfield doing some more in-rounds and stuff like that. Is that something you're willing to do, kind of just the dirty work?
100%, yeah. Running through the trenches, going head-to-head with guys. I really love that. That's the most fun part of the game for me. In high school, I got a lot of handoff and stuff like that. Even at Western, we had a lot of formations where I was in the backfield, getting swing screens, even getting outside zone handoff and stuff like that. But I have no issues running in between the tackles. As long as it's a schematical thing, I'm always good with the ball in my hands, which is what I love to do.
And then I just want to get in your mind a little bit because I'm a big wide receiver junkie. So, when you're attacking a DB, kind of whether it's your release package, stuff like that, how do you really just size up a DB, see technically what he's doing, whether you're watching his feet, regardless if he's playing press, off, bail, whatever. How do you really just go into a route saying, this is what I'm going to do?
Honestly, it's all about pushing vertical, making every route look the same, So if I'm running slant, I'm still going to push vertical the same way that I run a go route. If I'm going to run a dig, I'm going to stay as vertical as long as I can in order to cut that off. Really trying to be really deceptive with the way I run my routes and trying to not give up the route until I'm actually running it. So if I'm running a curl, I'm not going to give it up or raise up my body at any point in it. I'm just going to get right into my break. Giving the defense no hints because those guys on the other side of the ball, they get paid too, and they're really good as well.
And it gets better at the NFL.
Yeah, 100% it gets better at the NFL. So my job is to really just be as deceptive as I can and try to make everyone think that I'm running go every single time, selling vertically every single time.
And then lastly, what's the rest? What's next after the Senior Bowl? Where are you working out at? What's the process look like for you?
I've been training with my own trainer in Louisville, Kentucky. He trained Rondell Moore and Rondell Robinson too. Really explosive, fast, switchy guys as well. Rondell gets some handoffs for Arizona right now. Guys that are short, stocky, those type of guys.
I can see some Rondell in you.
Yeah, extremely explosive guys and stuff like that. So he's been a big influential part of this. He's a meathead. I've watched him do 225 pounds 75 times. We get into the gym for real. We're doing stuff that everyone isn't willing to do in order to get rewards that everyone won't be able to have. So.
And you got your invite to the combine, right?
Yeah, got my combine invite back in December.
Ready to go.
I'm preparing for the 40 and all that type of stuff, and really hoping that at 215 pounds I can run a 4.3 and really shock everyone's mind and kind of flip the narrative for myself and put me into those earlier rounds.
Let's say body wise, are you at exactly where you want to be?
Yeah, 215 pounds, but I might even run at 210 just to be a little bit lighter for that because everyone knows I'm going to play at 215.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to get any advantage that I can, even if that is just trimming down a little weight for running. But I still plan to bench 25 plus reps on the bench and maybe even set it and go for the receivers, something like that. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, Malachi Corley, West Kentucky, big time target for Washington. Lots of you dominate with certain moveset, and then the talk of today is you're using your counters now.
Yeah.
So how do you really go into each game? Is it just rep by rep that you know exactly what you're going to do? You size up what lineman you're going against. How do you really go into each rep?
Well, definitely watching film leading up and seeing what kind of what kind of blockers they are, if they're high hand, low hand, if they open shoulders, closed shoulders. But the moves really, they're set up throughout the game. You want to establish power first and get into their face and really make them, respect that so they can sit down. And then that's when the moves come out. I might take a counter first so it sets up a short edge, or I take the edge first so it sets up the counter later in the game. And really just a chess match the whole time.
And what's something you're hearing, like feedback from the coaches out? These are some teams you might be playing for at the next level. What have they been telling you throughout the week? Just, I mean, you're doing a great job. Don't change anything, or how do they really coaching you up?
I mean, they've really just been giving me encouragement. Really, I mean, just keep doing what I'm doing and stuff like that, and really just go improve. What I can do in pass rushing during the team periods.
And then lastly, obviously UCLA, one of the best pass rushing units in college football. Pressures getting to the quarterback. You and both the Murphys. Talk about them a little bit. Just what they bring to a game. Washington, I cover them for the Bleacher Report. Yeah. Probably going to be out of range for us, but looking at them for filling those holes in the edge. Yeah. Just tell us a little bit about both of the Murphys.
I mean, those guys are great. They're so funny too, but I mean, their passion for the game is like no other. I've never played with two people because they're brothers, but I never played with people like that are so passionate about the game and really show that in practice and in the game. And I'm a passionate dude, but they love talking, making sure that we know what we're doing, stuff like that. They're loud and that they make it a good time. But I think a dude that's definitely not getting the recognition he deserves is Carl Jones. He was the other end on our team, and really he put his pride aside because really he should be a nickel. Like he'd be a fire nickel, but. Really just put his pride aside because he was the spy for most of our games, which allowed me and the Twins to have a free rush, two-way go all the time. We really could, do whatever against those linemen because we knew that we had help behind us whenever that quarterback was trying to step up or escape. So, I mean, shoot, I'd give anything to play with those three again.
Yeah. Here with Cam Kinchens, defensive weapon for Miami Hurricanes. Cam, just go through this process a little bit. Just 2 days in after practice, how you feeling? What's some feedback that you get from coaches?
Feeling good. Just a blessing to be here. Blessed with the opportunity. Taking all of the coaching that's given to me. So you got different coaches coming up to you. While you're doing stuff in the game. In practice you might be doing stuff bad or good, and they're gonna always have something to say. Something for you to improve on. So I've just been taking it all in and just adding to my game and making new mistakes.
Yeah, this is a really good safety draft with some dogs up front. I think, like I said, you're my top safety in the draft. I think you're the one guy you can just leave on an island, single high, if playing cover one, whatever it is, just playing out there by yourself. What do you think really separates yourself? Do you think that's one of the main things, being able to go sideline to sideline?
Yeah, just get the ball. A lot of they always talk about DBs don't got hands and stuff like that. Well, this DB do, and I like getting the ball back from my offense.
I was watching the Clemson game. I don't know how you called it when you were sliding out of bounds. You picked off, looked like Kay was trying to throw it out of bounds. Yeah. What do you see on that play? Because you were going on the opposite side, and then you saw him roll out. He looked like he was throwing it out of bounds.
When you see him rolling out, you got Ruben chasing him, so he already scared of Ruben probably. Thinking about to get mauled. But he's just throwing the ball, and tips and overthrows, we got to get those. So I know I was by the sideline. We worked that drill a lot with Coach Gidry. So.
I don't know how you got both knees in, you're just sliding while you called it. I was like, there's no way he called that. Yeah. So it seems like pre-snap, you're doing a lot of communicating. Were you one of the main guys wearing the green dot on defense? Were you trying to telling guys where to go? I think you and James both were the secondary. Just how did they use you at Miami as that communicator, as a leader?
Yeah, as a communicator, yeah. And then I guess every year it just progressed more, being more vocal, and then I was able to kind of tell them what I'm seeing, what's going on, what I think is going to happen. So.
And, I don't say this about guys often, but like I said, being a Washington fan, you remind me of another Miami great, Sean Taylor. Just how you play instinctive, you're still physical. Going to that next level, it's kind of hard to be that physical guy, getting penalties and stuff like that. How do you really balance things out and still showing that you're a tough guy, you can get in the run, you can hit hard after the catch?
Just being consistent, it ain't always about big hits and stuff like that, man. When most people ask me, do I think I'm physical? I think I can improve on it and be more, physically imposing. With me, I'm just trying to make the tackle, and however I got to get the person down, and I'm just trying to get the ball out. So.
And what's the rest of the off season look for you? You got a combine invite, right? And where are you training out of and moving forward?
Training out in Cali at Proactive in Westlake.
Okay. Wait, where's Westlake at?
Probably 30, 45 minutes away from LA.
Oh, okay, cool. Appreciate it, man. Like I said, good luck.